November the 24th. Too soon? Yes, probably. Hello there. Well, as you know from a previous edition of Grey Matters, we're taking on the DVLA and the motor insurance industry. Now, the DVLA to seek the abolition of their tender process for selecting preferred opticians for their mandated eyesight tests, and the insurance industry regarding pretty obvious age discrimination when it comes to premiums and the older generation. Now, we've had our response from a Freedom of Information request we submitted to the DVLA, and I covered that in our last edition. And now it's the turn of the insurance industry to face up to some scrutiny. Welcome to Grey Matters. Hello and welcome to Grey Matters, the channel that promotes the fact that the older generation still matters and has relevance, and also which looks at issues that matter to the older generation. Now, if you've not seen our Into Battle video, I strongly recommend you do so that you're up to speed with what we're planning. If you have seen it, then you'll know that we're very concerned with the premium hikes older drivers get, even when their driving history in terms of offences and claims is very good. Now, it seems that when you hit 70, for example, your premiums start to ramp up, and when you get to 79, there's usually a massive hike, often well into four figures. Now, in our Get Off My Roads edition, we examined the accident figures across the age ranges and the contributory factors that went with them. And it was depressing, but unfortunately true, to say that drivers in the 70 plus age range accounted for 25% of all killed and seriously injured collisions. Young drivers, however, despite being 4 times more likely to be KSI'd, accounted for only 23%. But the problem is the only available figures for older drivers are those in the 70 plus age group, with no available data for those specifically 79 plus. They've just been lumped into the general 70 plus group. Yet there must be something relevant if 79 triggers higher premiums. So from where are the insurance companies getting the data that enables them to massively hike the premiums for that age range? Now, I've heard from many subscribers and viewers in their 80s with clean driving records, several who are members of the Institute of Advanced Motorists or who have recently taken the IAM driving test and passed with flying colours. Yet all these safe and competent drivers still face massive premium hikes when they hit 79, and I want to know why. So the same process as we did with the DVLA. First, we submit a Freedom of Information request, this time to the Association of British Insurers, the Prudential Regulatory Authority, which among other things promotes the protection of policyholders. Now, when we get these responses and we pick them apart, the intention will be for us all to write to our MPs and to the Economic Secretary to the Treasury. Now, it's a post currently held by Lucy Rigby MP, and she manages financial services policy and regulation, and that encompasses the insurance sector. We'll also write to the Financial Conduct Authority, the FCA, which is supposed to ensure the fair treatment of consumers, and finally we'll write to the Insurance Ombudsman. As before, when the time comes, I will provide you with template letters that you can use and the addresses to which you can send them. So what are the questions we intend to ask in our FOI request? Well, here they are. Number 1. Many drivers 79 plus with clean driving histories and even some with some recent IAM passes are experiencing massive premium hikes. What is the rationale behind these premium hikes for drivers aged over 79? Now then, preempting that they will simply come back with the national statistic I gave you earlier that over 70s account for 25% of all the killed and seriously injured collisions, question 2 will read as follows. The latest published statistics provide figures for the 70 plus age range. It does not break it down further and if data exists for the 79 plus age group, it must have been amalgamated into that 70 plus range. According to those statistics, between 2019 and 2023, drivers aged 70 plus accounted for 25% of all KSI collisions. It must be presumed that the data for those drivers aged 79 plus, although not available in the published figures, must be available to insurance companies. Therefore, what proportion of that 25% can be attributed to drivers aged 79 plus? Now, I hope that makes complete sense to you. It was rewritten so many times, but you've got to dot all the I's and T's, so a few things have been repeated there. Now, if that is a significantly high percentage, then it will certainly explain the inflated premiums. So the next question has to be, this is number 3, if the 79 plus age group is considered to be at significantly higher risk of collisions, claims or motoring offences, please disclose the source and provide the most current detail of that data. We want to see it for ourselves. I'm not just going to accept what they say. And question 4 refers back to question 1. Many older drivers with clean driving histories are experiencing massive premium hikes. Can you confirm that the collisions, claims and motoring offences history of individual insured drivers are taken into account when assessing premiums, or are they based solely on national statistics? Now, they will have 28 days to respond. It's a bit of a gamble because the Association of British Insurers really is more of a club than any sort of regulatory body, and it might be that they simply respond by saying they don't hold that kind of information and we should refer to the individual companies. Now that will be a whole different ball game considering how many insurance companies there are, so we will probably therefore just select maybe the 4 biggest. Of course, we mustn't forget Lloyd's of London, which serves as a marketplace for insurance, underwrites a lot of policies, and whilst Lloyd's itself does not set premiums, the collective knowledge and experience of its underwriters can influence market trends and pricing strategies across the country. So they are also ripe for this FOI request, and I will be contacting them to ensure I follow the correct route to get this done. And I'll get back to you about these FOIs when I have some updates. So keep those comments coming. I feel certain there is an element of age discrimination involved, especially when proven safe older drivers are still hit with huge premiums that appear far too excessive for the risks the drivers pose. So if we can effect a little change there, it would be marvellous. So let's see how we go. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And don't forget, if you're on a smartphone or tablet, you can hype this video for the first 7 days that it's online, and that will get it out to more viewers. Because obviously when it comes to the point of having to write these letters, we want as many people to do them as possible. Thank you. In the meantime, thank you for joining us, and I'll see you back here next time for the next edition of Grey Matters. Until then, it's bye for now.